Kenobi's corner, Kenobi's corner, Kenobi's corner.
Welcome to Kenobi's corner. No, wait. Back it up. You were
Try it
talking.
again. I was making fun of your pickled switch. Go ahead.
Pickle switch. Let's, it sounds like a terrible baby shower game. The old pickle switch.
No, it's not. Oh my god.
All right. Welcome to Kenobi's Corner. I'm Eric, and this is Jonathan.
Hola.
Hola's friend. We're here this week, as we do every week, to talk to you about comic books, movies, sci-fi, fantasy, and anything we find interesting in between. Man, I am tongue-tied this beginning.
Just this beginning?
Just this beginning. This is the only one. If you go back to any of the other episodes, I'm totally on point. This is the only one that I'm kind of missed.
Always clear of speech, I'm sure.
The clarity in my voice is always true. Man, this week we got a lot of stuff going on. Actually, just a lot of rando news, stuff that we kind of found interesting. Nothing really of importance that we deemed important. It really came out this week.
There was a few things in there.
Maybe there was one thing, I guess.
At least a couple.
Yeah.
There's got to be at least two things.
Yeah, man. But, wanted to talk about some random Marvel news, of course, some random Legendary news with Godzilla, some Netflix stuff, of course, 80s fanfare, and, I think that's about it.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's just a bunch of stuff that we found interesting.
Yeah.
That's all it is. We just want to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Just want to say what's up.
Sit back,
And
relax.
hey, did you hear about this?
What?
Oh, wait, go ahead.
Oh,
Sit
did you
back,
hear about
relax, and
what?
about all this stuff that we're going to talk about right now.
Okay,
I was
yeah.
speaking metaphorically.
Well, not yet, John, because I
Okay,
don't
I'm
know.
sorry, dude.
I don't know.
You were telling people to sit back and relax?
Yes, relaxed, enjoy Jonathan's sooth sounds.
That's a lie, dude.
Yeah.
If anything, it's your soothing voice that they're coming here for.
Nah, I think false. I
False.
think it's your voice. If anything, well, you're listening because you enjoy one of us, one more than the other, maybe. Or
That's the only way they can do it. It's got to be one more than the other. They can't like us both equally.
No,
that's fact.
You got to enjoy us both because together, separate, we're okay, but together,
It's magic.
we do the magic dance.
Oh God, people are
Like
going to
our
get
voices
such,
do the magic.
such the wrong
You know what?
idea
Whatever.
of what's going on there. Anyway,
Jonathan, grow up.
let's move
Get
on
your
with
mind
the
out of
stuff,
together.
man.
Okay, so actually the first one, I didn't even see the first one. The first thing we have to cover. So
Starting off in a bad place already.
Yeah, but it comes from love.
It comes from love.
And yep. Okay, so what's going on?
Rogue
man?
One.
Yes, a movie. Is it coming out?
No.
No,
Rogue
it's not
One already
coming
came out.
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me? You're like a year and a half back, bro.
I like these.
Dude, yes, the VFX reel came out for Rogue One. So it's on YouTube right now from Industrial Light and Magic. Check it out. There's a link in the description. But dude, like Eric said, I love these things too, man. Like it's kind of crazy, man, the amount of detail that goes into making these things. Like there's a fictional city and they animate like every single little piece of it, even though you're seeing it from like 100 miles up.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. They show all the layering, all the different pieces that have gone to it. They have like this cool, like, kind of like a putting in place effect.
Yeah.
It's like everything starts off like on a blank slate, and then it's like all the pieces are being like shot in to be pasted on there. Mm-hmm. And it's really freaking cool. So they do a couple of the cities, they do a couple of the landscapes, they do a couple of action sequences, and then they do some of Tarkin.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Dude, it looks so freaking amazing, dude. I just love watching this stuff.
The layering is so freaking detailed. It's ridiculous.
Crazy, dude. It's insane.
But I mean, you gotta have to do that. Your world building. No wonder they take freaking years to make.
Yes. Yeah, that's why like they stop filming like a year before, and then it goes like a year into post.
Yeah.
With a crew of like, that's why when you sit through the credits, there's like 100,000 names that seem to scroll by because they're doing so many damn things like to get everything looking photorealistic that are not really there.
Yeah.
And dude, it looks so freaking badass, man. Mm-hmm. The trees are even fake, dude.
I know. That's so ridiculous. If anything was real, maybe the tree should have even been there.
Nope.
Not
fake
even the
trees,
sand.
Dude.
Not even the sand was there. They were all in long grass, running around,
Yep.
trying to get away from the raptors. Everybody knows you got to stay out of the long grass.
Yeah, don't do that. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
But yeah.
It's super amazing how they put everything together, and now that you know, like, that everything is really just built from literally nothing into existence.
Yes.
Like how freely, like, that even makes me more excited for the Disney world that they're actually building.
Because it's gonna be real this time.
Yeah, because they could absolutely make every bit of this.
They obviously already have the blueprints, from
Yeah.
like all how exactly this is. It's freaking crazy, dude. It's really awesome.
And how they took footage from the original movies and incorporated them in is freaking amazing.
Yeah, just taking the film like with the original actor, boom, like it's legit. Dude, I'm.
I wonder if they get residuals and like royalties for being in a film. Like,
I'm pretty sure they do.
30 years after the original, or
Yeah, no, they do. I think the family gets it if they've been, if they're deceased, but they still should get some kind of like royalty or payment or pay out from the role being repraised even with old footage.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's pretty awesome. But dude, this is part of the stuff that they showed at Star Wars Celebration when I went, and I was like, dude, it's not in the Blu-ray release. Like, where is all this stuff? Like, why haven't they shown any of this? Like, because it's really cool. They obviously had all the stills and everything from the different layers and stuff because they showed it at Celebration. And dude, it's just awesome that they finally released it. Like, I'm super excited that they did it, and I've gone back and watched this thing a couple of times already. So I'm sure I'm gonna get home and go watch the movie again.
Yeah.
As soon as we're done with this podcast, I'm just gonna go play it. But yeah. So anyway, that's just the one little thing we wanted to talk about. Check it out if you haven't already. In the description, like I said.
For sure.
Yeah.
Up next, dude,
a game you're not gonna play.
A game I am not gonna play, but I am super excited to watch all the walkthroughs. Just because
I love that that's your MO.
Yeah, like because I'll put them together. Like I can't go out and get every freaking game that comes out. Like, I don't know anybody that can except for Jonathan. But
no, I don't even get them all. Even then, I wish
actually,
I could get them all.
You just get the ones that you really enjoy, which is what counts. But Battlefront 2 is coming out, and they have a small featurette. I say small, but it's really like it's
like
really
7 minutes. Is it not 6 minutes?
It's long, one, and two, it's girthy. So it shows a lot more features and just a lot more stuff about what's going on with Battlefront 2 as it's becoming available.
Yeah.
And so just building that hype behind it, man. Just getting it out there. Looks like the story's huge, and it's the local non-multiplayer is really dynamic. Story mode, is just amazing. It looks like, they're building like a new interactive piece between what was the last movie?
Force Awakens.
Between the Force not the Force Awakens. Isn't it between
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Ridge Tridge.
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. Yes, that's what. Damn it, man. I was like, Last Jedi. I was like, that's not it. What am I missing?
It's coming up.
It's been a long freaking day.
Yeah. I get what you're saying now. Yes, the story mode.
Story mode. The tale. What's happening between there and there.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
And is it going to be is it really going to be like as in depth as, because the original one didn't have a really story mode at all, if any, right? It didn't have any story mode. It was all multiplayer. Which okay, cool. If you're really on to like online multiplayer, like that's cool. PvP, awesome. If you're into it. But if you're not, and you don't have, like, I had Xbox Live for the longest time.
Yeah.
And you
didn't play any online multiplayer, did you?
Not play any. There was nothing. I was wasting my money every freaking month. Yeah, the original downloads that they give you are kind of cool, but man, what I was telling Jonathan that I really liked about this and the view of this is that you can also play multiplayer, but if you don't go online, you can do like local multiplayer. Yeah. And, you can fight bots, and you can go on co-op missions and stuff. So that's cool. Like, stuff like sometimes I just like having a buddy there at the house, just kind of chilling. Yeah. Hey, let's have a few beers and let's go a few rounds, That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I don't want
it's
to go
awesome.
online every time, you know?
Well, dude, but even then, like, to me, going online isn't necessarily a bad thing because I really don't care if I get destroyed and demolished in one of these games, which usually ends up happening because I'm not very good at them. But I mean, just the fact that they're going to have the option now to just do the local story mode to get to play through something that's going to be expanding the Star Wars story, but also like give me an opportunity to play just on my own without having to get online and do stuff, which is great. And I like doing that. And right now I'm playing a hell of a lot of Destiny 2, which is all about that. Like, I mean, almost everything is geared to you playing with other people. Yeah. Yes, it is, Eric.
For the puppies.
But dude, yeah, I'm super excited for this, man. Just the expansion of stuff that they've done. This video is all about like all the things that they've added from the first one or since the first one, and all the different things and new things. And I love that it's John Boyega like as the kind of like the host of the video. So one, he's already like a Star Wars character, like a real life person who's in the Star Wars movies. But on top of that, he's the one who was that famous for that tweet a while back about the first one not having a story mode. You know, so kind of that it was lacking in content, and people always pointed to him and referenced and retweeted him, like because lacking in content. So yeah, man, the fact that they've added so much content and there's so much more coming out, and dude, it just looks amazing. I'm super excited for this to come out, and it's not too far away.
Not at all.
We're right up on it.
What does it come out in line with the movie, or
it does not come out in line with the movie? It comes out in a couple of months. I think by the end of October it should be out. I don't remember the exact date. November 17th.
Pretty close.
Yes.
So a few weeks before the movie comes out.
Yeah. So I mean, right in between Thor and The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi. Yes.
So confusing with so many names now.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I'm ready. I'm ready to play this thing.
Yeah. Cool,
anyway,
man.
So weird.
Next, moving on. So last week we were talking about J.J. Abrams going to Disney to finish to do Episode 9, and how we left Paramount just kind of like in the dust, pretty much, and said, "Hey,
on the cold. See you later.
Laters. Thanks for thinking I'm on the next Steven Spielberg, but nah, that's cool." So he kind of said like, hey, like there's a new project that's coming out that he's doing, and it's for the anime Your Name.
Your Name.
I haven't seen it. John, have you seen it?
Never even heard of it.
But apparently it's probably like one of the most popular animes that is out there.
Yeah, it's one of the most highest grossing, I think, in Japan. So it's kind of crazy, man. I don't know anything about it, though. I don't have any clue about it. There's the movie itself, the Japanese movie, the Japanese anime, should be coming out to Blu-ray here within the next couple of months. I think they said the release date is November 7th, U.S. release date. So that'll be like, if anybody wanted to check it out, that's going to be the first time they're going to be, or not the first time, a good way to kind of pick up on the story and see what it's all about. But yeah, dude, when I first read the synopsis, I was like, it looks kind of interesting. It looks cool. I've never seen the original one, but I'm not super excited about it.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know anything about it. Just when I feel like I start having a grasp on anime, like, okay, cool. Like, I'm finally understanding some of this stuff. I'm finally getting to know some of the anime.
In it.
Dude.
Death Note. I'm going to get in it.
Death Note, Cowboy Bebop, like all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. I got a grasp on it. I finally started watching Attack on Titan. You know, I'm like, I need to watch season 2. I just finished season 1. But like, you know, starting to get into some of this stuff. And then they dropped this whole other thing on me that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean that half sarcastically, because like it is cool that there's stuff coming out, but I mean, damn it, there's so much. It's just infinite amounts of anime out there. So, I mean, either way.
Yeah.
Cool. Good for him.
Yeah.
Are you going to check it out?
I think I want to. I definitely want to see the original.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
You know,
I was thinking about the same thing, too. If it's that popular, there might be something good about it.
Yeah, yeah. Millions of people can't be wrong, but they have been before.
They have been before.
World War II, never forget.
You took it there.
Yeah, took it way back to the World Wars.
Oh my god! I'm over here thinking of like, you know, Transformers last night. Like,
oh no, people were terribly wrong about that one.
Exactly my point.
Damn it! But still,
I was trying to keep it light. Still, you know, you went all the way to World War II. Thanks,
okay,
Eric, for that. Can we move on to news now?
Sorry,
Jeez,
getting out of the world history. But I think with this is definitely like, because Paramount was so pissed off about him leaving, I think it's definitely something that he's just trying to appease him with, and like, hey, like, I'll take on this project. I know I'm amazing, and I definitely could take this on. Well, I think what Paramount should be looking at is his protege, which is Dan Trachtenberg, who did 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah,
and also,
I love that movie.
Is I think JJ was also on the production side of Portal and Halo, which I think Bad Robot, his production company, will be also doing. But Dan Trachtenberg, I think he's trying to push for him to take on those projects. Yeah. So because he is a up and comer, he's doing he did really great job with 10 Cloverfield Lane. I think Paramount should be focusing on him because JJ's focusing on him. And maybe he'll do the same thing, like doing production notes on his next films in between doing Star Wars Episode 9 as well. Yeah. So
heck yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna try to check out the original.
Okay.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna give it a shot. We'll see what happens.
We're gonna give it the good old college try.
I mean, don't hold us to it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. There's a lot of time. We got so much time. Like we do.
Oh yeah. Sure. Whatever you say, bro.
Yeah. So moving on. Next, Mike Doherty, Godzilla King of the Monsters director, stated in a tweet, "It's a wrap."
It's a wrap.
Yeah,
I don't think he said that exactly.
No, he said that's a wrap.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Sorry.
You can't do Admiral Akbar little punnage there.
It's a wrap.
You got to leave that to Star Wars stuff. Yeah. So that's why you have to say that's a wrap.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all good though.
Yeah.
What do you think, man? Are you excited for this one?
Yeah, I guess. It's whatever.
You see, you're gonna sit here and talk about it, and then you don't even care.
No, man, I am very excited, dude. Like, as soon as Kong Skull Island finished, I went back and I watched Godzilla again, and so I can't wait for just them to get that much closer to for everybody to meet. I know a lot of people have hated like all this like expanded universe or like universe building, like Universal tried to do the dark universe. And, with all the stuff with DC and all that other terribleness going on, but Wonder Woman, and now we got Justice League coming out very soon. But I am very excited about this.
Dude, I'm kind of pumped too, man. I enjoyed the Godzilla that Legendary did recently. Mm-hmm. It wasn't great, but I enjoyed it. As long as this is close to that or expands on that even, that'll be great. I like the new King Kong one, and this is all supposed to be within the same universe and expanding on those storylines and stuff like that. And King Kong was a hell of a lot more fun than Godzilla was to me, just because of how much they featured him. So this is getting closer to that. Then it seems like they're learning their lessons, right? They're kind of listening to what people have done, what people have liked, what they didn't like, and adjusting things with every one of these that are coming out. So hopefully that's the case, and hopefully they keep on the right path, because this will be pretty damn awesome if they do.
Yeah. After this, it'll just lead right into King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're going to be integrated in some way, or if he's going to just fully take on, Mothra or anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they're just going to lead right into Mecha Godzilla. That'd be awesome.
No.
Or you flip it on its ear, fight, what is it, Ultraman. Like back in the day.
No. I'm thinking of Gamera.
Gamera?
I think it's Gamera. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Gojira?
No. Gamera is the turtle.
Oh, yes.
Godzilla-looking thing.
Yes.
I think it's Gamera. Anyway.
Pretty close.
All right, that's what we're going to go with.
So next up on the list, you can't have an episode without talking about Stranger Things. It is super close.
That's so true, man.
I know, man. I feel like every week we're talking about it, and I hate to keep harping on it, but it's so damn good.
It is really good, dude.
So Stranger Things is coming out, and the Duffer Brothers have just like completely just like compounding on like how like the time that they took with it, with the story, and just the overall feel of the new season. Of they want it just to be like, you finish watching the first season and like you're just clicking it back on, like it doesn't miss a beat, and that's what they're hoping the feeling is. But also with that, I mean, Hawkins, Indiana is it's a confined universe, but they want to make it also like as the story progresses, it opens up to a larger universe. And so that's the thing, man. Like, the articles in Entertainment Weekly is just a lot more pictures of the kids and cast and crew, just a little bit more of everything. So just a little bit more like here, taste a little bit more. Here's a little bit more. Here's a little bit more. Right before the season goes. But like overall in everything, I think we're gonna get. I don't know, man. I just can't wait.
Dude, it's gonna be good. They just keep doing it, dude. And I like you said, man, I'm afraid to keep harping on it too much because, like, dude, it's coming up. It's gonna be here soon, and I don't want to beat a dead horse. Like,
yeah.
I feel like people are already gonna watch this. Everybody's interested, is already interested, and is gonna check it out.
Yeah.
So like, why keep sitting there and harping on it? But dude, at the same time, like Netflix themselves like keeps putting stuff out there, and the Duffer Brothers keep coming out and talking about stuff. Mm-hmm. So like, dude, what am I supposed to do at that point?
Yeah.
Like, we're just not going to talk about things? No, we have to talk about it, Eric.
Yes.
And you know what we have to talk about?
What do we have to talk about?
Dude, the 80s trailer that they put out.
Oh, yeah, man.
So they made a perfect cut of all the scenes of Steven, and oh my goodness, what's her name? Nancy. Okay, so they took all the Steve, Nancy, Jonathan love triangle thing kind of going on and pulled it all out into what looks like an 80s trailer for a rom-com.
Yeah.
Like a teenage rom-com. Dude, and it fits so perfectly with the world, and it's freaking amazing, dude. Like, a great job by Netflix, again, with the advertising. Like, stuff that's relevant, that's keeping us interested, but not exactly the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
Dude, that's all I want to mention about it. It's really great. I'm throwing a link into our description right now as we speak because I forgot to put it in there earlier. But it's freaking cool, man. If you guys like Stranger Things and if you guys still been into it, like, check it out. Hopefully we're not oversaturating it because I think it's easy to get this stuff oversaturated because of how much stuff is coming out. But damn it, I love it, and I'm super excited for this thing to hurry up and come out already. What are we looking at? 4 weeks?
Yeah, man.
We're 4 weeks away
It's super
from
close.
the epic day of epicness because I'm going to be spending a lot of money that day or doing a whole lot of things.
Dude, I don't even think it's 4 weeks away. It comes out on the 27th, so...
Yeah, October 27th.
That is 4 weeks away.
It's exactly
That's
4 weeks
exactly
away
4.
almost.
To the day, in fact.
Yeah, dude. Because that's the day that the Zelda Symphony comes into town, which I want to go to. I still haven't got tickets yet, and I doubt I'm going to be able to get tickets now without paying an arm and a leg for them, but maybe. There's also Stranger Things coming out that day, and on top of that, Super Mario Odyssey comes out.
Oh, right on.
The trifecta. So
that is a trifecta.
That is going to be insane. We'll see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do all three, but hopefully all three.
Next up.
More 80s, dude.
More 80s?
More 80s.
What is this 80s news you speak?
Dude, okay, so I know you don't care about this.
Oh, I remember that movie.
Shut your mouth, dude. I hate your guts right now. So for the past few months, I think, since I discovered that Eric doesn't know anything about Flight of the Navigator,
oh yeah,
all I've been doing is talking about Flight of the Navigator because it was not the greatest movie, I think, when I was a kid, but it was one of the few movies that I think we had in a good enough quality that we could watch over and over again. So as a kid, I watched this movie. I've seen this movie like 10 to 20 times, which is a lot. It's not a crazy amount, but it's a lot to watch a movie.
Yeah.
And dude, Flight of the Navigator was one of the funnest movies to watch as a kid because it was a kid who got to go on an adventure with an alien ship, who got to meet a bunch of people and do crazy things. And the puppetry in that one was really, really good. It was made by Disney, but I think they had a cooperation with Jim Henson, I think, back in the day. So, like, everything looked really good. Everything was done practically. It was a lot of fun, dude. And the story was pretty cool, too, man. It was engaging, and it was easy to understand as a kid for me, kind of growing up, because it was about a simple premise about wanting to go back home, and then the struggles that it took to get there. But, dude, that movie was so great. The voice, okay, so to a quick synopsis, this is going to be super spoilery if they do the exact same thing for the new movie, but hey, the old movie's already out there and spoiled it for everybody. But Flight of the Navigator was a kid who is playing in his backyard, falls into a ravine, gets knocked out, wakes up. The ravine is now kind of like overgrown and filled, right? Like, but it seems like he was just knocked out for a couple of hours, right? Mm-hmm. So it was like late afternoon when he went back there. He wakes up and it's nighttime, and you can tell it's a little different, but you can't tell exactly what it is. It just looks like everything's a little more lush, a little greener.
Yeah.
Goes back to go inside his house, and his family is not inside his house. And it turns
killed.
out, huh?
They've all been killed.
They've all been killed. No, man.
Oh.
It turns out that everybody is, or that it's, oh my God, like 10 years into the future?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So he just wakes up and all of a sudden it's like 10 years. Like, what the freak? That already like engaged me when I was a younger person, I guess.
A younger John?
A younger
A
Jonathan.
child, Jonathan. They're called children.
Yes, when I was a child. But it was cool, man. Like, it was really, really good. And just on that premise, like, what happens anytime that stuff like that goes down, right? Like, people are taking into government custody to try to find out what the hell happened, what's going on, and stuff like that. So, but yeah, he ends up, they're testing him. He's in a government facility. It turns out there's an alien companionship that they found out around the same time. And that's what had abducted him. Just brought him back to the same location, just didn't do it at the proper time for him because he didn't age while he was on that spaceship. And dude, it's freaking cool, man. Like, really, really cool premise. I really enjoyed that 80s movie. I kind of want to watch it again to see how it holds up because I probably haven't seen it in over 15 years. Maybe 15 years.
I don't want to get your hopes up, but I don't think it holds up.
No, it probably will not hold up. Except for the voice is Paul Rubens of the robot of the spaceship.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so the spaceship has a voice, talks English, but it's Paul Rubens. So like Pee Wee Herman gets to talk to you and narrate this whole time. So if they bring somebody like that, like it's got a lot of potential. I feel like they could take one of the kids from Stranger Things and put them into this. Maybe they're getting a little too old now because they're all hitting their late teens.
They're all still kids.
They're still kids, but they're getting up there. But you could do something like that, like something like those kids when they were first cast, like those kind of characters. You can put them in this movie, and I think it would sell because it's coming back. It's getting there. Like, people are liking that kind of stuff again. And if you make the voice of the alien spacecraft funny and entertaining, like it would be awesome, man. It'd be really cool. Maybe somebody like I could see like Aziz being the voice of the spacecraft. Maybe someone like him.
Really snarky aircraft, or the guy who voiced Kip on Interstellar of the robot, who was super sarcastic, and they had to turn the sarcastic level way down. I don't remember who it was.
I know. I don't remember who it was either. Yeah, but that was good too. That was really dry.
Yeah.
This would maybe not be as dry, but still good. Anyway,
all right.
Check it out. If you're a fan of Flight of the Navigator, hit me up.
Yeah.
So I can have somebody to talk to about this.
So the two people that enjoy it can
the
meet.
two only people that are fans of that old movie. Like,
no, I'm sure there's way more out there.
I'm hoping there is. But anyway, like, there's the link in the description that talks a little bit more about it. So it looks like it is getting the green light to go ahead and become a movie. So I'm hopeful. I got my fingers crossed.
Well, that's something that you love. Let's talk about something you hate.
Marvel Comics?
No.
Overall?
Well, no. Well, wait. That's,
it's getting
hard.
there, Eric. It's getting there.
So, of course, the banner for Marvel Comics Legacy #1 has kind of come out. There's some stuff that's being revealed in the first one. One of which I think Jonathan. Oh, by the way, it's going to be super spoilery.
Yes, this is very spoilery.
Yeah, very much so.
If you wanted to pick up the issue of Legacy #1, I would say skip a few minutes ahead.
Yeah.
If you really don't care because you're going to pick it up and read it anyway, then awesome. Listen, if you didn't care about it overall, then it really doesn't matter. You can skip or stay.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it a little bit in past episodes, but basically Steve Rogers is in hiding, Iron Man is missing, or Tony Stark is missing, so Iron Man, I guess, is missing also. The Fantastic Four is starting to get reborn from Ben Grimm's and Johnny Storm. Yep. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. But specifically, I think the portion that Jonathan hates is the return from the grave of Wolverine.
Yeah. Why? Dude,
well,
why?
Nobody ever stays dead. Except for Scott. Except for Scott Summers. He's way dead.
That's I think the part that's most annoying, dude. Because I really felt like there was a slight changing of the guard with some of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, over the past few years, it seems like they've really been trying to push it out. And anybody who has any kind of, want or desire to keep Scott Summers, Cyclops, and that faction, that era of, X-Men and the X-Men team, it just feels like they've been either, one, pushed out of Marvel completely, or two, pushed off of the X-Men books for people that don't want them there and want to write new and different stories. But even then, all those people are writing Wolverine as the main guy, kind of to pick pick stuff up. Which, dude, I cannot stand that, dude. Like, it's already like way oversaturated. Like, there's no. I think I dislike it the most because it isn't about the X-Men team anymore, and it isn't about the team dynamic, and it isn't about the mutant metaphor and what the mutant race, I guess, even like can stand for and can be, and about it being united even with how different they are, and kind of fighting the establishment a lot of times, and you know how things can be in that way, in that sense. And it's become a lot more about just Wolverine going out there and kicking ass and kicking bad guys' asses for no reason. Like there's no heart and soul behind it anymore. And that's what really pisses me off about what they're doing with all this stuff. Like, it really just makes me upset, dude.
Well, I mean, I think in time, Scott will be brought back for sure.
I doubt it.
I think so, but I think the death of Wolverine was like 4 years ago, man. So the death of Scott Summers in Death of X was only recently.
It was about a year ago.
About a year, right? So, I mean, give him a couple of years. He'll come back. I poke fun, but I know how near and dear he is to your heart. So,
dude, I mean, it doesn't even have to be that character, man. Just something that represents that. Something that, like, he's probably the last one to really have picked up the team dynamic. You know? The book, like, that he was featured in was... Like, one was Uncanny X-Men, so he stayed with the Uncanny X-Men for a long time. He's featured a little bit in All New X-Men, but all of those were not a Scott Summers book. They were a team book of the X-Men. You know, the last things that Wolverine was featured on was like Death of Wolverine, Wolverine and the X-Men. Was it just Wolverine and the X-Men? There's another one. I don't know. But there was a lot of stuff that featured his name in the title, and that he was the featured character and the story driver for those things. You know, and it seems like they're kind of going back to this by bringing him back from the dead and featuring him in another book. You know, there's going to be another feature, which is the Phoenix book or Jean Grey. I don't know exactly. What's the name of it? Do you remember?
No.
I don't remember. Anyway, but they're bringing that character back as well. So there's going to be 2 Jean Greys now, I believe, in the universe. Yeah. Right? So, like, the older adult Jean Grey.
And Teen Jean.
Teen Jean.
Teen Jean. Hashtag Teen Jean.
Oh, my God. But I think they're, part of it when they bring back the adult Jean Grey. And whenever all this stuff happens, I think they're just going to set it up for her to end up with Wolverine. But, I mean, I don't know. I can't say. And it feels like they're just kind of pushing out other characters so it isn't so confusing. But then I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen, man. They're just going to fall into that trap of the stories are now about him and not about the X-Men any longer. Like, that's dead and gone. So it makes me sad. It makes me a little sad. It makes me a little angry. And I, quite frankly, almost don't want to buy Marvel Comics anymore. Like, really, though. No? Like, it's really, like... it just makes me upset, man. It just feels like they've lost a lot of their vision on what stuff was done. And that's from me, who's been an advocate, even though that other people have been saying this kind of stuff for a very long time. There's people who've stopped buying their books quite a while back because they said they've kind of lost their way and their storytelling isn't as great anymore. And the things that they do are kind of just rehashes over and over again and kind of, nothing original is coming out anymore. And I've always been an advocate, like, no, man, like the stories they're doing are pretty good and I really enjoy it. And there's stuff in there that's still relevant and new and fresh. And now they're kind of proving me wrong, dude. I don't know. And that's just me. That's speaking from my opinion. And hopefully there's people with other opinions out there that would love to talk to me about that because maybe they can convince me and sway me to go back the other direction. But right now, I don't see any of that happening, man. It's sad, and it's sad for me because I liked the brand for so much for so long, and right now it just feels like I don't really care about anything that they're doing, except maybe the Star Wars stuff. Some of the Star Wars stuff is coming out that's pretty good, but
the Darth Vader one was freaking
yeah.
Crazy.
So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're just making a bigger push out that way, but it's a tough place to be in right now if you're me.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry you feel that way. But I think
everybody else, I think, is fine.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be fine.
We'll be all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough of me being depressing. What else we got, bruh?
We got a lot of things, man.
Happier news.
Well, Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, comes out and comes out and just talks about some of the things that she was, like, I guess, mulling over during the decision.
Yeah.
She had an interview with W Magazine, and, it there gives her backstory, which is also kind of sad, about, her fight with kind of, like, self-doubt and stuff. But I think it's, like, a perfect tale for her because she overcomes a lot of that and puts herself in front in the limelight of, like, she's, like, becoming, like, a super, like a I don't know what is it like supermodels are supermodels, but when actors are super famous, what is it? They're just actors.
They're just actors. They're just
okay.
They're
world renowned.
I guess world renowned works.
Yeah.
Becoming a household name.
Yeah, sure.
Becoming like the top level stars, A-list stars. There we go.
So she definitely, better. Yeah, there you go. I knew you just had to talk it out. So she talks about like what she's going to be giving up, and is it actually worth it?
Yeah.
Of like becoming a superstar, like just becoming an A-list actor. And she's like, I'd like to say it's about the story, but it's more like about her coming to terms with stardom and taking that role on, and then giving up everything else. Like she's going to be taking all this time. Now she's committed to this deal for years and years and years. So, I'm really excited to see how she's kind of brought into the fold and just like coming together. I'm really excited for Captain Marvel.
Yeah, dude. And she says a couple of things in like the interviews and stuff like that are kind of linked in our description here. But one of the things she talks about is like not feeling pretty enough or not being confident enough to play these roles and to be a lead person as well. And dude, I don't know. To me, it makes me like her even more. I've liked her roles that she's played. I liked who she is. Like whenever she does interviews and stuff, like she's always seemed like a really cool, down to earth person. And this kind of speaks even more to that, because it's like that's stuff that I think we all can relate to. Even for us, like, and I don't know how you felt like starting this podcast. Like for me, it was like, dude, stuff that I say is not even relevant. Nobody even cares about what I'm talking about. And maybe people don't still. Maybe people are just like tuning me out and just listening to you, Eric. But
no, they're definitely listening to you, not to me.
You see, we can all relate to that thing about not being good enough. And it's just really cool, man. Like I appreciate when actors come out and come forward and say stuff like that. And I don't think it's to try to get attention or to try to get sympathy or to do stuff like that. I think it's really speaking from a place that they're being really honest and open about stuff. And that's awesome. One, good for her that she's getting all these roles now, and I think that's great because I've really liked her as an actress, and I'm looking forward to what she can do with the character. And if Marvel's correct in what they're done with casting so far, which has been pretty damn awesome for quite a while now, I don't think they've had a really big miss, except maybe Inhumans. But at least the characters, even then.
We haven't even seen it. We're still done.
God, I'm just afraid it's going to be so bad. But I mean, I don't know. But the characters in there would be the big thing. I don't know how those are going to be. But most of the time, when they cast an actor or actress, it's spot on to who that character is supposed to be, and they do a really good job of portraying that character. So I'm excited. I'm hoping it works out for her. I'm glad she's speaking about some of this stuff, because it makes it seem like even if you're a star already, you struggle with some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we have the perception of like, oh, they're big movie stars, they have it made, they're living the high life, everyth's daisies and roses. But
yeah, man,
there's still
if
stuff
that's
back
where you
there.
think the high life is at, that's awesome.
Yeah. What do you even mean by that statement, Eric? I don't know what you're talking about there.
You said it, not me.
Okay,
you said the high life of daisies and roses. I was
I'm
like,
just
okay,
saying everything
cool.
is amazing. Everything is
awesome.
Everything is great. But this shows that it might not be. So.
Yeah. Well, another female that is being casted is Michelle Williams in the new Venom adaptation with Tom Hardy. So I'm not too sure. Did it say where, like, what character she was playing or who she will be playing?
There's only rumors right now. I don't think they've confirmed anything. But it's supposed to be the district attorney and possibly the love interest of the movie.
I would say so, especially if she's listed as like his counterpart.
Right.
So, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. I'm still not super excited about this. Are you still super pumped for this movie?
Oh, dude. Yes.
Yeah, of course you are.
Man, I really enjoy like all the Venom things.
All the Venom things.
I know it's not going to be part of the universe or included in any of that fun, but I mean, I'm just excited that it's moving along.
Yeah.
So nothing too in depth. It's just that now she's in cast. Now that she's been casted.
Yeah. And
cool.
And it seems like I don't know. I don't know a lot of the stuff that she's done previously, but I mean, it looks like she's coming up in a lot of stuff that's up and coming and getting ready to come out. So
yeah.
Which is cool. Like that's great. Like they've got somebody who seems to be popular right now. Awesome, good for them, and hopefully this makes this movie a little bit better. The one person that I know that I am on board with is, and we didn't talk about when this came out, but Riz Ahmed.
Oh yeah,
like
man.
is going to be in the movie as well. So that one gets me a little bit more excited than the other two, quite frankly. Just because I don't know, I'm kind of tired of Tom Hardy at this point. But
You're hardied out.
I'm hardied out.
Nice.
But Riz Ahmed though,
Yeah, he's up and coming, man.
dude.
He's on point on the last few projects that he's been on.
Yeah.
Which has been awesome.
Yeah, dude, exactly. So that gives me a little bit more hope. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see how this goes.
Hot off the press news, this actually just came out of right before we started the podcast, but I wanted to bring it up because something that Jonathan was seriously grossed out about when we first talked about it, and now I wanted to bring it back because it's coming full circle. So Jared Leto's been doing a whole lot of press for his role in the upcoming Blade Runner. Blade Runner 2049 reboot. Or 24.99. 29.49.
2049.
2049. There you go. Had it right the first time. So in a recent interview, he was stating like they were just talking about like how in depth he gets in character, and there's already some stories coming out like he's a little bit going over the top in his portrayal of this character that he's playing in the upcoming Blade Runner movie. But at one point of the interview, he's just like, "Hey, what happened with all that stuff on Suicide Squad? Was it for real? Like, did you send him used condoms? Like, what's happening?" And he came out and just like, "No, it didn't happen. People make up stories. You know, one thing gets told, somebody tells somebody else, and it just gets all blown out of proportion. All that stuff is bullshit." You know, he's like, I go to work, I do my job, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Which is a complete lie. Because back when the story first broke about him sending stuff, he had another interview with an online news radio show. I think it was called like the M something. What was it? I can't remember the news radio that he had. But I put I linked it here in the comments, but basically stating they were just like, "Hey, like we heard some stories you're sending gifts to your coworkers," and he was just like dead animals or whatever, and he's like, "Don't forget about the anal beads and the condoms," and
oh my
so
God.
like he was excited to like just kind of talk about it, but I mean he explained later on that no, they weren't used condoms, they were just taken out of the package, but still that's gross.
Yeah,
you know?
dude, like what's the point?
I don't know any other profession where you get paid obscene amount of money, where throwing around condoms in any type of form,
right?
Used or not, used or fresh.
Like there's limits,
is
dude.
Okay. Yeah.
Like some things are just not okay. Like even if you think they might be funny, maybe like in a dorm room when you're in college, maybe that's a little funny. But dude, like we're freaking professionals doing movies, getting paid millions of dollars, getting paid with other actors to do a job, and here you are like doing that kind of crap. No. It's not okay. Yeah. It's not acceptable, Eric. The man should be fired.
Yeah. So now I know what you did in your early 20s, man, in your late teens. Throwing around used condoms between you and your buddies.
No.
That wasn't my college experience. You know, wasn't between classes.
Would I have done that?
Shooting rubbers at each other.
That's just not me, man.
No, that's funny. I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, thanks. And we're back to Marvel news.
Right. Speaking about gifts, we got the first 6-minute look at The Gifted come out from on YouTube from Fox. Dude, this looks really good. Like, I think this little 6-minute scene is better than the entirety of all the trailers that have been put together for Inhumans.
Yeah.
And although the rain looks super fake, I'm going to call it out right now, super fake rain.
Yes.
Hashtag super fake rain.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah. The rest of the scenes look amazing.
Dude.
Yeah, they look really, really good.
It looks good. It looks well written. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a lot of teen angst, which I'm okay with. I think we've established that on the podcast fairly well. But it looks good. It looks raw. It looks real. It feels real. It feels a lot more real than any of the Inhuman stuff. Mm-hmm. And even though this is supposed to be completely in a fictional world and, you know, just like the Inhumans is, but dude, man, I feel Fox is finally getting some of this stuff right. Like, and I don't know, who knows how the rest of the even that episode is going to be, how the rest of the season is, but this first few minutes like really sells me on it, dude. I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. I can't wait to watch the rest of that episode.
Yeah, man.
I am pumped. I'm ready. I'm going to watch that as soon as it comes out, and I'm really excited to start digging into that because that was something that was really, really cool.
Yeah, and it's kind of a break from the rest of the shows that we watch, especially now that we've been talking about like the Netflix shows that come out, and one just comes at you full bore. You know, you get all the episodes. You know, it's good to go back to like an episodic adventure where you have to wait a week.
Yeah,
you know, to see everything. So
yeah,
cool.
That's got a time and place as well. So
yes,
and that's really cool, man.
Cool.
There was a lot of screaming in this episode.
Yeah. Oh,
6 minutes. But you know what I appreciate about it? It was like raw, real screams. It wasn't like the fake screams you sometimes get. Like it felt like they're screaming.
Yeah.
Like that actor is really.
It wasn't like the '90s X-Men. Scott.
Yeah. No.
Gene. Yes.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Anyway,
Yep. Good
so coming
stuff.
up, The Gifted.
Yeah.
Check it out.
That's right. So since we were talking about some kids stuff, some more things. It's a little bit late, but I mean, last week, news broke on the hashtag show that the Power Pack is looking to be developed and has been greenlit. Greenlit for development.
Green.
Yeah, man. I know you were more familiar with this because I was telling you like how my kiddo, like, she really enjoys PJ Masks, which is essentially kids that fight crime at night and they're superheroes, and you're like, well, how come you just didn't show a Power Pack? Yeah. And I was like, well, because I didn't know about that.
It wasn't that it was just show her Power Pack. It was like, why hasn't Marvel like exploited that basically? Like, it's a bunch of kids who have superpowers who can combine to turn into a bigger superhero. Like, put it on screen already.
Yeah.
Like, that's easy money making if you make it for kids. Like, kids like that kind of stuff, and the fact that your daughter even likes that, like, yes, like that obviously speaks to a point that they like watching that kind of stuff. So it looks like they're finally getting on board to monetize this, and so Power Pack may be coming out. But I mean, I don't know a ton about it. I know there's a few things about it. It's one of those things that it was relevant enough to the X-Men world that I kind of like knew a little bit about it, but I only know what's relevant to the X-Men world. So they had a couple of team ups back in the day, so who knows if that's going to be a part of it. I don't even know who owns the property for this stuff. I don't know if it's Marvel Studios proper.
It would be. Yeah. So, and in the article it kind of states, hey, like, to be clear, don't expect a Power Pack movie on August 7th, 2020, or that it's even been greenlit. But what is happening right now is the studio is revisiting some of the efforts to get it developed. So this is kind of like getting us ready for everything to kind of come to fruition, and hopefully this will get some good traction here soon.
That'd be awesome.
Yes, sir.
That'd be cool. I'll check it out.
Check it out. I'll check it out. We'll both be watching.
Yeah.
Cool,
well,
man.
you have a more of a reason than I do, but
yeah. I mean,
if you're gonna show it to your kids, then you obviously should watch it.
And don't say it like that. You watch DuckTales. I mean,
I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to.
Okay, I'm just throwing it out there.
All right.
Okay.
Well, before I get on DuckTales, we got to talk about something else that I really don't want to talk about.
Oh, yeah. So, Dark Phoenix news.
Yeah.
So, in a recent interview, Collider reported that, spoke with Olivia Munn, and basically, they interviewed her because she was, she's in the Ninjago movie, Ninjago, and she was talking about Dark Phoenix and how it's basically going to be a two-parter. That's how she kind of sees it kind of laying out.
Yeah.
So what do you think, man? You get to see her twice.
No.
The movie's so nice, they made it twice as long.
I don't like it. Just the fact that she's already part of like the Dark Phoenix movie, like I don't like that, man.
She's timeless, man.
No, dude. No, she's not. No, she's not. And it's funny because that was probably the as far as the adaptation goes, is probably the most comic accurate adaptation of a costume.
Oh yeah,
that X-Men has done, or the X-Men movies that Fox doing the X-Men movies has done. But it was terrible, dude. It was a terrible costume. I don't like the way she played the character.
Yeah,
I don't like the way she
was
portrayed
so
any of it.
spot on. It was almost like I mean, it's crazy. Like, I don't know. Like,
my favorite description of it was like a soccer mom going to the beach.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it looked like.
Like, I don't understand, out of all the costumes to do, you get that one spot on from rip it right from the comic.
Yeah.
Which is not made to be.
Dumb.
DUM.
Yes. I don't even hope if this movie's good or not. I almost don't even want to watch it, man. We'll see. Anyway, enough about it. If it's 2 parts, that's going to make me really upset because that just means they're just milking it for more money.
To be continued.
Yes.
Any Dark Phoenix saga cannot be told in one. It cannot be contained to one show or one form of media. I mean, it wasn't done that way in the original X-Men, like in the movie.
Yeah,
like
it was. Well, they kind of started it
at the tail end of 2, right?
But not much.
Yeah.
Like, this is still, like, that was still a movie. So, Last Stand was just 1.
Yeah.
But they did a terrible job at that one.
Terribly in 1.
Yeah.
And then the 90s comic, the 90s animated series, they did it, like, in multiple episodes. I can't remember if it was, like, 2 or 3.
It must have been 2 or 3.
Yeah.
3, I feel like. But that one had it needed a lot of content to go over. Yeah. So, like, in a movie form, you can get through that same content. Mm-hmm. Have you read the comic yet?
I still have it there. Still, Banshee and Moira are leaving.
Man, you're still like at page 2.
Page 2.
God.
It's there. It's very tightly compacted.
Check that out already, man. Check it out. This movie's going to be upon us before you finish reading that thing. Just bring it to work
Ready Player One.
You listened to Ready Player One,
and that was a good way.
Yeah, we can't listen to comics the way you can listen to audiobooks. So
we should do it.
No, we shouldn't.
We should do it. Like comic reads.
Comic reads.
Yeah.
Just describe every panel.
Yeah.
When there's only action sequences, that'll be great fun. I'm sure. No,
there's
it won't.
a large panel.
No, it won't. Can we be back to talking about kid stuff?
Kaboom. KABOM.
Boom. Yeah, great.
Okay.
All right. So
Last
Olivia
thing.
Munn was in something else.
Okay. Yes. We won't talk about that. She was in the Ocean's 8?
No, man.
What else?
She's in a Ninjago movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She was appropriately the mom.
Oh, right. Shut up.
Yes, she was.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's weird to see her as a mom.
It's funny because like it was like the perfect mom voice too, which was hilarious. So I didn't mind her too much in that because all I had to do was listen to her for a few minutes and that was totally fine. And she did a decent job as the mom. So that was great. But dude, Lego Ninjago. When are you going to watch this, Eric?
Probably when it comes out on Blu-ray.
Okay, I'm going to hold you to that. Now that you said it, it's on tape. We're holding this. We're going to go.
We're holding this tape.
We're going to notarize this right afterwards.
Right on.
But dude, okay, so I want to go watch it this past weekend. After Kingsman, watch Kingsman on Friday, play a show with the band that I play with. Then Saturday morning, went out to go watch Ninjago. Even though it was the Draft House Theater, which doesn't allow kids to go in there by themselves, got to be with a parent. Mm-hmm. I knew it was going to have kids because
it has to.
It has to. But it wasn't too bad of an experience. Like, thankfully, everybody was pretty respectful. And, dude, that movie, I feel like it blew Kingsman 2 out of the water.
What?
Yes.
Well, you didn't really like Kingsman 2 to begin with. So
no, I didn't.
The bar was not set very high.
No, it was not set very high. But even then, dude, for, like, a kid's movie, like a movie that people are taking children to go see, dude, it was damn freaking good, man. Like, it was really good. It was really solid. I'm going to sit here and contend that it was probably the best Lego movie to date.
Whoa, even better than the Lego movie?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, because the Batman movie was funny.
Yeah.
But it was specifically around just...
It was Batman.
Yeah.
Like, yes. So, and I mean, when you look at it for the first one to the original Lego movie, the Lego movie, you're talking about Chris Pratt, Will Ferrell. There's a bunch of people like Liam Neeson. Like, they pull out some big name actors to kind of go in there. And this one, granted, does have that, but I think each one of those roles in this one it didn't have to be those big name actors, or bigger name actors, because they weren't like A-listers. They were, some B and C listers, which is, totally fine.
Kumail Nanjiani, yeah.
Yeah. Like, he's not over there leading every single like Hollywood movie. He's got one leading role, I think, right now to this point in a big movie. Yeah.
Which is pretty good, funny.
Well, yeah. So, like, really good. It doesn't mean he can't be funny. It's just that he's not the one chosen for those roles. Dave Franco is probably the biggest name on there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And, but dude, freaking good, man. Like, everything about the movie was funny. it had heart. It had I feel like a way better story than the Batman Lego movie did. Maybe not as good as the first one, or maybe just as good as the first one. I don't want to say not as good, but it was at least just as good as the first one. But dude, it was good, man. It was heartfelt, funny. I mean, I enjoyed it. It seemed like all the kids enjoyed it, which is great. My friend Sean enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like he was sitting there laughing. There was a lot of times where he was just
if Sean enjoyed it, then I'll definitely go see it in the movie theater then.
Dude, it was one of those things where like I expected it to be funny because it is a Lego movie and I've laughed at all the other Lego movies. But there was plenty of times where me and Sean were just sitting there like outright laughing and we could not stop. Like I was sitting there like covering my mouth, like hiding my face like in my shirt because I was laughing so freaking hard. I didn't want to be the one idiot distracting from everybody. Like, or dude, it was hilarious at certain pieces. And dude, I can't wait till this movie comes out on Blu-ray because one, I'm going to buy it right away. Two, I'm excited for my wife to see it who didn't want to go to the theater to watch it, but I think she will really enjoy the hell out of this. And finally, since you've now confirmed it, I'm excited for you to go watch this movie because it's freaking amazing, dude. It was really damn good. To get into some light spoilers, I don't want to go... I mean, I just don't see the point of going over every single little thing because it's not the kind of movie you want to sit here and analyze. Mm-hmm. But the Ninjago is the city, basically, where this fictional story takes place. So that's Ninjago. The story is based around a guy named Lloyd.
Lloyd.
Everybody around him is kind of special. So he's part of a special ninja group. So like, there's 5, 6 of them that all come in and save the city from the big bad every time he comes around.
Nice.
So he's already a little bit special, but compared to the rest of the team, each one of them has like this elemental power that they can basically summon and are supposed to be able to kind of live with and go with. And his, like everybody has like fire, ice, earth, water, and his special skill is green.
What do you mean?
Exactly. It's the running joke with it. So like, yeah, special power is green. You gotta watch the movie to figure some of that out. I don't want to spoil that part of it because it's too damn good. But yeah, man, like it starts off with a kid who's got the Lloyd Lego piece. Like he says that's his name. It's his little Lego buddy. Mm-hmm. He's missing an arm. He's all scuffed up and like you'd imagine like an old Lego minifig would get beat up by a kid playing with it. And the kid walks into a store with a bunch of Asian antiquities, and Jackie Chan is the like curator of the store, asking him like why isn't he playing with his friends, and it's kind of that's what kicks off. So it's like real life, actual real people starting the movie off, which hasn't happened before. Like it's always been starting in the fictional world already. And then it kind of goes into story mode. And he then tells a story, and it's the Lego pieces that he's telling the story through.
I don't remember. Was there like a live action portion of the Batman movie?
I don't think there was. From what I can remember, there was not.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, that one was just like straight fictional world.
Left on the cutting room floor.
Possibly, man. Possibly. But yeah, man, like this was really cool to start that way, and so that you could see that it is a story being told from a different perspective. It kind of gave it the fictional credit it needed to say, hey, this is a fictional world, this is a fictional story, and this is all happening and being told through Lego pieces. My favorite thing about that first opening sequence is that Jackie Chan brings out this master figure, like who's in his story, he's starting to develop. He's the master of Lloyd and who taught him all his ninja skills. Mm-hmm. And it's an old Lego, but it looks old, but it's a wooden, like all wood Lego piece. So like it's carved out of wood and stuff like that. And it's like the character that Jackie Chan ends up voicing through the rest of the movie. So it is freaking good though, man. Like I really, the one thing I could say about it is that if you're going to go to the theater, you have some time to burn, you want to go watch something, man, I would say like if you're willing to go watch and sit possibly with a bunch of kids and watch the Lego movie instead of Kingsman, because it's, dude, I think it's just that much better. I think you'll get that much more enjoyment out of watching the Lego movie, the Lego Ninjago movie over Kingsman 2. Right. I mean, maybe, and if you just like the action stuff and just want to go see Kingsman 2 for that, I mean, who am I to tell you no? Yeah. Right? But if you like that kind of stuff, if you kind of like the humor that from the previous Lego movies, like it's damn good, man. It's really, really good. Yeah. Anyway, enough about me gushing about children's things. Yeah. Like I have the entire episode, it feels like.
Be a better way to say that.
Damn it, man. Every time. I can't say anything without you messing it up somehow.
I didn't mess it up. You messed it up. You're messing this whole thing up. That's it. I'm done. We're out of here.
Done. Oh, my God.
On that note, I don't know why you want to end it on that note, man, but it's
we're going to end it on that note.
We have to.
We have to because we've already gone. It's already been way too long. Yeah. So if you want to hear more of our ridiculousness, like, please look us up on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all as Kenobi's Corner, user at Kenobi's Corner. And if you want to listen to more episodes of the podcast, please go over to SoundCloud. You can find us as Kenobi's Corner there. You can go to kenobiscorner.rocks, which links over to that page. You can also find us on the Google Play Store and the iTunes Store in the podcast sections there as Kenobi's Corner. Feel free to hit us up on social media, ask us any questions in the comments, leave reviews if you'd like to and you like the show. And if you want to have a conversation about stuff, ask us questions and we'd love to hit you back on those.
Yeah, please check us out on there. Until then, please enjoy yourselves and each other.